Have you ever wanted something, really wanted it, but done absolutely nothing about it? I have. I've had a business idea sitting in my notes app for 14 months, and I am someone who prides herself on discipline, on following the plan, not the mood. You know it's good, you come back to it, you add to it, and then you close the app and do nothing. So the question this semester forced me to ask was, what is actually stopping me? The answer surprised me, and it didn't come from where I expected. I came into this unit assuming I understood innovation. Bold idea, fast decision, back yourself. That's how I saw it. And then, about 20 minutes into an early lecture, I remember thinking, wait, this is more complicated than I thought. Because large organizations don't fail to innovate because they lack good ideas. They fail because of how they respond to change. Our lectures broke it into 4 responses: resistance, avoidance, compliance, commitment. And as I sat there, I realized, when it came to my own idea, I was in avoidance. Not resistant, not committed, just not starting. What I learned through the readings confirmed it. Confidence alone doesn't drive innovation. It's whether you can act despite uncertainty, despite the system, despite yourself. And the system, whether it's a bureaucracy or your own fear, always pushes back. This unit made that tension completely real for me, because I live in both worlds. By day, I work as a policy officer at the Department of Finance. I write ministerial briefings. I sit in rooms where a single decision affects hundreds of millions in Commonwealth investment. The process is slow, but the accountability is real. A startup failing is a pivot. A government agency failing is a headline. But that pressure exists for a reason. When government gets innovation right, the impact is enormous. Better services for millions of people, more efficient use of public money. Policies that actually solve problems rather than create new ones. No startup can match that scale of impact, and that's exactly why the process has to be so careful. For assessment 2, I interviewed Kaylee, Head of Community Experience at LSKD, an Australian activewear brand. Their model is inspired by Netflix. People make spending decisions without formal approval, as long as they're acting in the company's best interests. Their values say, there's always a way to do it better, find it. I asked Kaylee, where do promising ideas most commonly die? The approval stage, she said. That's when other people's opinions come in. 2 systems, same challenge. One uses structured gates, go, pause or kill, to manage accountability. The other moves fast and tests first. Neither is wrong. But studying both taught me this. The biggest obstacle to innovation isn't which framework you operate in. It's whether you have the conviction to move forward within it. And both organizations taught me that strategy isn't bureaucracy, it's direction. Before any idea moves, someone has to ask, who needs this? How many of them are there? And what does it cost to get wrong? LSKD does that through their values. Finance does it through approvals. The method differs. The need is identical. And winning stakeholder support, whether that's a finance minister or a leadership team, is what decides if an idea survives contact with reality. In government, that takes institutional courage. And in your own life, it takes exactly the same thing. But here's the part one had to sit with honestly. One concept from our lectures stayed with me: locus of control. The idea that entrepreneurs tend to believe they are the authors of their own outcomes. And I think I do have that. I show up, I follow through, I back myself in sport, in study, in work. But when it came to my own idea, something shifted. I told myself I was being strategic, disciplined, waiting for the right moment. It wasn't discipline, it was fear, wearing discipline's clothes. And what this semester showed me is that confidence to act, what the research calls self-efficacy, isn't a fixed trait, it's built through environments that make it safe to fail. LSKD tested an AI tool, watched their satisfaction scores drop, turned it off and came back smarter. They didn't hide the failure, they used it. That's not fearlessness, that's structured courage, and it's what I need more of. I also learned that good ideas don't fail because they're bad ideas. They fail because no one managed the execution, unclear timelines, no defined ownership, no financial controls to manage risk and resources. That's true whether you're rolling out a government program or launching something of your own. What I did well this semester: I engaged deeply. I asked hard questions. I connected theory to real experience. What I need to do differently: start before I feel ready. Follow the plan, not the mood, but make sure the plan actually includes starting. Communicate in ways that bring people with me. And stop treating uncertainty as a reason to wait. Before this unit, I thought innovation was about having the right idea. Now I think it's about deciding you're the kind of person who acts on it, despite the approval process, despite the fear, despite the 14 months sitting in your notes app. The risk I almost didn't take wasn't starting a business. It was deciding I was the kind of person who could. So here's my challenge to you, whatever you've been waiting to start. The barrier isn't the system, it's the story. Change the story and back yourself, even when the approval process says wait.